In today's Plumber Parts video, I'm going to show you how much energy I use over 3 days to heat my hot water. Then I'm going to show you how I add extra insulation to my hot water tank and show you the difference over the next 3 days. All the insulation and tape that I used in this video are available on our Amazon store, links below. Right then, so hot water tanks, and at this time with all the energy crisis and everything, if we could just save a little bit of money on our hot water, that would maybe equate to a little bit less of an electricity bill or an oil bill or a gas bill. That's money in your pocket, okay? So I went on Amazon and I bought two types of insulation. I bought your traditional cylinder jacket that you can get. These are old school, loads of us plumbers have seen them all over the place and they do a good job. But also we've got this full-backed kind of bubble wrap type stuff, which is supposed to be the tip-top stuff, yeah? So I was thinking, why don't I get myself a nice cheap power meter? This is definitely from the UK. And what we'll do, we'll turn my oil central heating off and just run the hot water on an immersion heater. Then we can plug our immersion heater into this power meter here, and then I'll be able to get a great reading as to what's going on. Then I'm gonna wrap this stuff around my tank, then this stuff around my tank, then this stuff around it again. We'll plug it back in and then run it for the exact amount of time and see what the difference is in kilowatts used. So let's set up the experiment now. Follow me upstairs like. The video will continue after this quick message. Is your old boiler slowly falling down into small little pieces? Well, if you're looking to purchase a new boiler, but you're worried about the large one-off cost of an installation, then check out Warmzilla. Warmzilla offers new boilers with installation at really low prices. Plus they provide finance options including 0% interest free to spread the costs. Warmzilla uses gas-safe registered engineers and is rated excellent on Trustpilot, making them the perfect choice. So if your boiler looks a little bit worse for wear like this one here, then check out the Warmzilla links below. Like I said, you can get these, you can actually get this one here that I've got with me right now on Amazon as well. What I've done, I've made my wife so happy, she's holding the camera at the moment. I've opened up the loft hatch up there, as you guys who know Plumber Parts will know my loft hatch very well. That's not a euphemism. If I turn this off in exactly 3 days' time, with standard use of the house and all that, hopefully that'll sort of balance out how we use everything and we'll get quite an accurate reading as to how many kilowatts we use to heat the water up on the immersion heater without all our extra installation. So there we go, it's still got a time on there, but for safety's sake, we will just reset that. So I'm just gonna press the old reset button. Cool. Plug in my immersion heater. The time is 1:30, in it goes. So for those of you who've watched our channel before, you'll know that I have a Tesla T-Smart immersion heater, which means I can turn it on and off from here. So at the moment it's on sort of setback. So it's calling for 10 degrees. The set point is 35 degrees. And it's off at the moment on the timer. It won't be coming on until 4 o'clock this afternoon. But very quickly, just to prove to you that that this is actually running on the immersion, I want you to come down here and have a really good look at this. It'll be quite hard for you to see. You have to get right around there. So look, we can see there that it's using what, 1.1 watt. So look, if I just put this on boost, we should see that. There we go, look. That's now using 3 kilowatts of power. So if I just turn that off, let's not use it for too long because, and then it should go back down again. There we go, okay? So that's it, The experiment is running. Let's fast forward 3 days' time exactly to turn that off and then get all our insulation done and then run it for another 3 days. 72 hours later, oh. Right, so it's another day. The whole thing has been running for 72 hours now. We've just been heating up the hot water using the old Tesla T-Smart, which, okay, regardless of this being on for 72 hours, we've used it as a timed thing as well. It comes on at 6 in the morning till 8, and then it comes on in the evening, I think about 4 till 8. And then there were a couple of times, because obviously the tank had lost a bit of temperature because maybe it's not so well insulated, I did have to boost it once because it got down to like 30 degrees. So it's had maybe one boost on that time. But other than that, it's had completely normal use. See, I like doing stuff like this, trying to prove to you. Right, I've got the old timer bit off here. Right, so in that time, we have used 21.89 kilowatts. 21.89 kilowatts, okay? So that's uninsulated. If I could maybe get this so it was saying 18 kilowatts or maybe 15, that would be pretty good. Because I think a kilowatt at the moment is about 29 pence. that gives us an idea of how quickly it would take us to get our money back by buying that insulation. And also, I suppose, the time of putting it on. So we'll just leave this off now while we get this lot on. We'll then reset this, but we'll do that in a minute, all right? It's a sunny day outside, nearly about midday, yeah? Which means the loft's going to be pretty hot. Joy of joys. Right, so let's go up there into the joyous cathedral of plumbing, and I will show you how I'm going to insulate my hot water tank to save money on heating bills. Yeah. It feels like it's got good insulation already, but one thing I would say is tank manufacturers aren't going to reap the benefit from the extra saving by putting even more insulation on, are they? So, you know, don't just think, oh, the insulation the tank was made and came with is already good enough and it's never going to get any better. Doing this can't hurt, but we do need to think about a couple of little things. Number one, we don't want to cover up things that don't really want to get hot. For instance, the end of my immersion heater, we want to leave that so it's got a bit of air going around, it should be okay. Also at the top, control. Try to think about a way that if you are going to cover the controls up, that they're easily accessible afterwards, and also refer to the manufacturer's instructions to make sure that if you are covering anything up that is a control, can it deal with being warmer than it usually is. So think about those things too. Also, while I'm here, let's get a couple of images from the tank. So look, 30 degrees coming out. Now that is almost kind of the ambient temperature. It's about difference. So if I just take a snap of this, and then we'll get one at the top here so we can see that. So right, let's get this beast going. Let's get some stuff on. Right, also, because I've got to sort of get past these pipes, I want to do it in a good way so we get a good thingy on it. Got a bit of spray tack glue. So look, give you guys a closer view of what I'm doing here on that little wobbly camera there. So look, we're just going to get this back. And in a minute we'll belt and braces this with a proper tape. So that's on there, give it a few seconds. Should be able to press it on nice and lightly. That's it, we're glued on. Pretty simple really, isn't it? And a bit of belts. Just so you know, all the products that I'm using to insulate my tank here are available in our Amazon store, and I've individually linked them out below. Just click the description button below this video to find all the links, or in the top pinned comment. Right then gang, we've got our first layer on there already. Now what I'm going to do is a massive cylinder jacket. I've left the top areas, like I said, the bleed key, temperature gauge, high pressure relief, and high temperature reset, bits and pieces like that, so we can still get to them. But when we put this on, well, I'll see how we could do it. It's not going to be easy peasy, and I'm not 100% sure it's even tall enough, but we'll give it a go. All right? Looks like something out of Apollo 13. Let's hope it doesn't explode when I stir the cryo chamber. It doesn't look beautiful, but will it work? And let's face it, I don't spend all my time up in the loft gawping at my pipe work. Maybe a bit. I then, for belt and braces, wrapped the silver wrapper all around it again. Here's the finished article. Right then, so there we go. It looks dreadful, doesn't it? But I can still get to my little bits at the top here. We've left an opening there for our vent. Bits and pieces at the top there that we can see. Down the front you can still get to our lovely immersion heater as well. It's very nice. I used that spray tack glue on the top here to tack that all down. God knows how long that'll last. Thing is, I ran out of my lovely aluminium tape, but we shall see how it goes. Right, so first things first, let's just get a photo of the old reading. And we're just about to start this at literally the same time. So 21.89. Now they supply this little pin with this one so I can reset it. So look, I'm just gonna, there we go, it's reset now. We're starting it all over again for 72 hours. Right, we're off again. Right, 72 hours time. For you, it'll feel like a second. I'm gonna have a shower. Oh, it doesn't look great, the tank, I admit, but It does a job. Hopefully it'll make a difference. It's not going to make it any worse, is it? But it'd be nice to know how much it does save us over just this 3-day tiny little experiment. 72 hours later. Oh. Right, so 72 hours. Since we did that, I mean, I can't believe how long this has taken. Right, so let's unplug. So, I mean, God, this is quite shocking, actually. Right, I want to say before I tell you this, we didn't have to boost the tank while we were here this time round. Also, I did have a shower at the gym on, I go to the gym, but I did have a shower at the gym on one of the days, so that means slightly less usage as well. But let's just take the figures at face value. 14.59 kilowatts, and that was up against 21.89 kilowatts beforehand. Now I've got some sums here, all right? So let's just go through all of this whilst playing the piano. So before we used 21.89 kilowatts of energy at roughly 29p a kilowatt, costing £6.34. Afterwards, we used 14.59 kilowatts of energy at 29 pence per kilowatt, and that meant we used £4.23. That's a difference of £2.11 over 3 days. Obviously, I've had to write this out because I'm crap at sums, but I'm good at the piano, as you can hear. That's a difference of £2.11 over 3 days. And as you can see, I'm not great with the maths, right, doing all this sort of thing, but I am good at piano. That equates to 70 pence a day. The cost of doing this was roughly 48 quid, and that means it would take us 69 days to recover the money that we spent. That means in the first year we'll save roughly 207 quid, and then every year after that we should save 255 quid if electricity prices stay the same, which is never going to happen. They're going to go down. No, they're not, are they? They're going to go up. They always go up. So after doing all this, I would recommend, and I know that this is kind of, you know, representative of my house. Everyone's house is different. Also the fact that there's slight environmental changes that, you know, in 3 days, maybe that's not quite the full length of time if we'd done this over 30 days each, but then I'd never get this video made, would I? And also I'm not running that for 60 days on the immersion. It cost me a fortune. Well, it would do in the first 30 days, but not so much in the 30 days after when it was insulated. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you've seen roughly how to do it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've tried my best to demonstrate to you exactly what savings we were making. We've done our best, Emily and I, to use the house in exactly the same way that we usually do while we've been here doing this. I mean, that is quite a big saving. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like 18 kilowatts after 21. I wasn't expecting 14. And I was definitely more impressed by the fact that we didn't have to boost it. There was never a time it was like, oh, it's coming through a bit lukewarm now. It was always really, really hot. And that is basically because you saw what we did. We insulated so much more. And we've now saved ourselves 250 quid a year that Emily's going to spend. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment below, and I'll see you in the next Plumberparts video. Remember, all the stuff we used in this video you can get on our Amazon store, links below as well. You can also follow us over on Instagram too. Thanks very much for watching. Mwah. O dai Dio, as they say in Italia. Ciao bella.